Welcome back to Your Arts and thanks again for joining me. We're going to learn a new game in this series and at the same time we're going to practice our checkouts. Please join me. Welcome everyone. Nice to be back. Okay, so in this new series we're going to learn a game. So grab a drink, pull up a chair and let's do it. So these slides, the layout is roughly based on the card game Top Trumps. Now if you don't know what Top Trumps are, and I'm sure you do, it's a card game what's been going seemingly forever, and it's on any kind of subject from battleships to puppy dogs. And you've got your categories. I've done the categories as questions on the left and answers on the right. And if you want to do it as a game against an opponent, you can got your ways to give yourself scores. Or literally it can be just a crib sheet that you practice these checkouts and you can play on your own. I will put these down as PDFs that you can print out, put them on a piece of card, cut them out, and you've got yourself some either a card game or a nice just reference point for checking out. And you can make your own notes, of course, why not? So let's jump into it. So this first slide, there's going to be 4 numbers. This first one we're going to jump in a little bit quite deep into it, just to show you what the concept of like the Golden 44 and the Rule of 40 and the misrule is, just for people who haven't seen my videos. So apologies if there's some things were for the OG listeners, but it'll all be good practice, won't it? Okay, so let's jump into 164. So it would be what's the first dart and the Golden 44 number for 164. Now, what is the Golden 44 number? So they are numbers that run from 60 to 100, not including 99. Because 99, even though it's a 2-digit number, it's a 3-dart finish, but it does include 101, 104, 107, and 110. It's hard to say that for me. Okay, so, and those are 44 finishes. And you can find these finishes on any crib sheet, but I think they're the most important ones and they deserve the title. That's why I've named them the Golden 44. So that's what it is, if you hear me say that, which I will be saying it a few times. So, so first dart is treble 20. And it leaves 104. Now, how do we get that answer? This is where the Rule of 40 comes into play. So when we throw in treble 20 for our first dart and we're throwing a 3-digit number, you visualize 40. So the Rule of 40, visualizing 40 onto the last 2 digits. So 40 onto 64 is 104, and that's how we get our answer. And if you know those two, if you say treble 20, leaving 104, you get 2 points. Now, don't see this as a big, scary 164. See it as a treble 20, leaving 164, leaving 104. Okay, really easy to break it down like that. So we've got our first dart. Now, what's our second dart? So we've thrown our first dart. What's our second dart? So we're now on 104. And to take out 104 is treble 18. If you know, they get a point for bullseye, and you get another point. Treble 18 bull. State your double. Now, what is the misrule on the second dart? So we're on 104. We're aiming for treble 18. Now, what the misrule is, it's just something I've called, we do it all automatically, kind of, but when we need to recognize that when we're going for a treble, in this case treble 18, we will miss that treble and hit that single number more times than we hit the treble, right? So we need to add that into our practice routine. So we know what the answer will be if we hit the treble, but what will it be if we hit that single number, which we're more likely to do? Of course, you can hit anything either side of the number 1 or 4 or anything at all in this game of darts, but you can't practice for every eventuality. Okay, so that's what I call the misrule: missing the treble, hitting the single number. Okay, all clear? Let's go. All right, so what is the misrule on 104? So we're aiming for that treble 18, we miss it, we hit the single 18, and it leaves 86. Now, if you want to know how I get 86, if you don't know, and I'm trying to cater for everyone here, just take off 18 from 104. If you can't do that, take 20 off from 104 because it's a bit easier to do. That's 84. Of course, we have to add 2 more on because it's 18, not 20 we're taking off. So we've got 86. And if you know it's 86, that's 1 point. But of course, this is a practice. So if you know the a 2-dart finish for 86, you can, or a finish, I guess, but 2-dart finish for 86 is treble 18, double 16. That's how you would do it. If you know those two, or state those two, you get 2 points. Is there any alternate finishes? Yes, there are. So 164, you can go the 19s route. Okay, now I'm going to show you a few ways to visualize this. You can either just learn it power fashion and just go, it's treble 19 bull. But if you want a little formula that helped me, where we threw treble 20, for treble 20 we added 40, for treble 19 we can add 43. The Rule of 43, I guess, it's not as catchy as the Rule of 40, but we're adding 43 onto 64. Now, don't panic if that's hard for you. just add 40 onto 64, just like we were doing before. 104, but know that we have to add that extra 3 more. It's 107. Okay, so treble 19 leaving 107. Now if you know your 2 dart finishes, the only way to take out 107 with 2 darts is treble 19, because it's 57, and bullseye, which is 50, so you got your 107. Okay, so you can do it that way. All right. Another way to do this, so if you're standing there going, okay, I know I can go 2 treble 19s here, but I can't visualize what my 3rd dart is. Let me do that. What am I doing? Press the eraser. There you go. So continue. So you can go, what is my 3rd dart? So all you need to do is take 14 off the last 2 digits. Okay, so literally you can see that quite easy. Take 4 off 4 is 0. You take 1 off 6 is 5. Oh, it's bullseye, 50. So it's treble 19 bull. It'll help some people. It helped me. It won't be for everyone, so don't panic. It's not always about formulas, but this is all about starting to learn to check out. And I think these formulas were helpful. Certainly were for me. So that's number 164. On to the next number, number 152. What's the first dart and the golden 44 number? So treble 20. That's 1 point. And then we just visualize 40 onto this number here. So let's just change that color. 40 onto 52. Really easy to see, isn't it? It's revealed 92. So treble 20, leaving 92, and you get 2 points for that. What's your second dart? So you're aiming for 92 now. So that's treble 20, double 16. That's the 2 dart finish for 92. Okay, and again, you get another point for each one of those. Now, what's the miss rule on the second dart? So I'm aiming for treble 20. Okay, I miss treble 20, hit 20. Okay, when I'm on 92, and just take 20 off 92, and that's 72. It's another 2 dart finish. It's another golden 44 number. So if you just know it's 72, that's a point. But if you know how to take out 72, and there's 2 good ways I know how to do it: treble 12, double 18, and treble 16, double 12. You get all 3 points. Now, if you want bonus points, you can do the miss rule on those finishes. So you can go treble 12, double 18. But if I hit treble 12, if I hit single 12, remember this miss rule. Okay. It would leave 60, which is also why I go that route on that number, because 60 is a single 20 double top right, and it's easy for me to work it out. It's easy for me to throw it, whether I can hit it or not, right? And treble 16, double 12, if you hit the big 16, it leaves 56. And that's also a decent way to check out as well. So again, these are ways to get your bonuses. Now, but you have to agree on bonus points before the game if you are playing this as a game. And I think it has to come fluently. You can't be pausing there and thinking for 10 minutes, because anyone can do that if you really think hard. It has to come quick. It proves that you know your finishes, which is what this is all about. Okay. And is there any alternate finish? Well, yes, there is. We can go the treble 19 route. Okay. Now, if you watch my video on scoring, 8 19s are 152, and that's exactly what we've got here. 152. We've got 3 here. We've got 3 here. Okay, and we've got 2 there, and that's 8 19s. That's 152. So you can remember it however you want to, but that pretty much covers that number. So on to the next number. We can kind of race through these now. You get the idea. So we have 148. What's the first dart and the golden 44 number for that? So I know it's treble 20, and I'm just visualizing the rule of 40. I've visualized 40 onto 48. So I'm not seeing this as a big 3-digit number as a 148. I just see it as treble 20, leaving 88. Okay, you get those 2 right, you get 2 points. So what's the second dart? So I've hit the treble 20, I've left myself 88. I'm trying to take out 88 now. So there's a couple of good ways to do that. Treble 20, double 14. That takes you out 88. You get 2 points and 1 point for each of those if you get that right. What is the miss rule on the second dart? So I'm going for that treble 20 for 88. I miss it, hit the single number. Okay, and just take 20 off 88 is 68. So if you get 68 right, that's 1 point. But also if you know ways to take out 68, okay. Now I know you've only got 1 dart left, so you can state what that would be. That could be a bonus point. Okay, I'd just throw out treble 16 because that's 48 for double 10, or you can throw a treble 20 for double 4 when you come back. You can do anything like that, but also this is just throwing out, this is practicing our checkout. So if you know ways like 2 darts or 3 darts to take out 68, you can state it, right? So treble 18, double 7, treble 16, double 10. The reason why we go treble 18, double 7 if you had 2 darts is because this miss rule comes into play, right? Because if you miss that treble 18, hit the big 18, it leaves you that 1 dart out, at least 50, so you got that shot out of bullseye, right? So that's why people go that way. And also treble 16, which is 48, and you need another 20 to make it 68. So treble 16, double 10. That's the way I like to go as well. So if you get any of those right, that's 3 points. Now let's do an alternate finish. So I don't think there's a good alternate finish on the 19s here, because again, that rule I've showed you, if you take 14 off the last digit, off the last 2 digits, that's going to leave 34. Okay, and 34 will be double 17, and no one's going to go treble 19, double 17 unless they're in a unless they're, I don't know, in an exhibition or something like that, because it's double 17 isn't a double most people go for. But I suppose you could justify it as long as your opponent happy, and you can get a point maybe. But another alternate finish for 88, and this is the way I like to do it, is treble 16. That's 48. So now your treble values, and you need another 40 to make it 88. So it's just double 20. So treble 16, double 20 is your 88. So that's number 148. And to the final number of the day, number 131. What is my first dart and the golden 44 of 131? So it's treble 20, and I'm already visualizing that rule of 40. I've already visualized 40 onto 31, and that's how it reveals 71. So it's treble 20 leaving 71. Okay, don't see 131 as that big scary 131. It's treble 20 leaving 71. Okay, I keep stressing that. 2 points if you get that right. Well, what's the second dart? So I'm going for 71. A lot of people will go treble 13 for double 16. All right, you get a point each if you know that. Now, so that's your second dart, and that's stating your double. And also this one here, the category, what's the miss rule on your second dart? So I'm going for 71. I've missed that treble 13 and hit the big 13. Now you might hit anything, but you can't practice for everything. So you're just practicing for hitting that big 13, and that would leave 58. Okay. Now, if you know it's 58, it's a point. But if you also know how to take out 58, which is quite easy to do, a single 18 for double 20, you get 2 points. Now, is there any alternate finishes? Are there any alternate finishes? There are. Let's go through them. There's 3 alternate finishes here. One for 131, one for 74, and one for 71. All right. Now, let's do the 131. Now, instead of going the treble 20 route, you can go the treble 19 route. Let's break it down so we can see it. But once you know it, you don't need these formulas. This is just to help you. Okay, so but you would add 43 onto the last 2 digits. If you can't do that, just add 40 like you were doing with the rule of 40. 40 onto 31 is 71. Just add that 3 more. Okay, so it leaves 74. So it's treble 19 leaving 74. And you've got 2 darts to take out your 74, and that's a really popular way to do it. Treble 14 for double 16. But that's 1 point. If you know how to, another alternate finish, remember these are alternate finishes. There's an alternate finish on 74. This is one of my favorite ways to take out 74. Treble 18, double 10. Treble 18 is 54. Double 10 is 20, so that's 74. And again, there's another one, popular one I prefer to go this route for 71. Treble 17, double 10. Treble 17 is 51. Double 10 is 20, this way it's 71. Okay, so there's 3 additional points, well, 3 points there. If you get those alternate finishes right. So again, this is just practice. And if you can answer these questions, I'll be dead proud of you. That means you really know what you're doing when you're checking out. Let me know how you're getting on. So thanks for watching. I hope that worked. I think it could become a game. And I think if at the very least, like I mentioned, it can just be a crib sheet, a reference point for practicing. I'm trying not to waffle on too much, but I'm also appreciating some people won't know some of my concepts. That's why I've got to go through them. But anyway, coming up, we're going to be doing more of this. Of course, I think it's going to be a good practice. We're going to also investigate this miss rule. There's ways to learn the miss rule. The miss rules often repeat themselves, very similar throughout these golden 44 numbers. And we're going to be covering more on marking and scoring. So stay tuned for that. Thanks again. Take care for now.